is John Flackett. I live in Stratham. I'm a retired law professor. And I just want to follow on from the last comment. It seems to me, and I was an immigrant to this country many, many years ago, and everybody saw the United States at that time as a very optimistic country. I see since 9/11 this exportation of fear of foreigners, and it influences all levels. And you see it now in the new immigration debate. And I wonder, I guess I'm hoping that your candidacy would do something dramatically about that, to tell people they don't, fear itself. I'd love to see that again in the White House.
Well, as I said, I think this is how the contest is going to be shaping up. I mean, you've heard some of the Republican candidates talk in just very bold terms. Starting off a stump speech by saying, they want to kill you, and that's the message that is going to be transmitted during the course of this campaign. And so you're going to have a battle between fear and hope. Now, that doesn't mean that we should be ignoring the very real perils that are out there. There are people who want to kill us. There may be 25, 30, 35,000, 40,000 hardcore jihadists with whom we can't negotiate. And our job is to incapacitate them, to kill them, to capture them, to roll up their networks. And I am absolutely committed to doing that as Commander-in-Chief. We have very serious threats with respect to nuclear proliferation. And that is, I think, the biggest single threat to this country and our way of life is the possibility of a nuclear weapon falling into the hands of terrorists. So that is something that we have to take deadly serious. We have long-term concerns in terms of our military and our security, and making sure that we've got the force structures available, that if there is a crisis, that we can protect ourselves. And Richard and John are extraordinarily familiar with some of the debates and questions that are surrounding how we make sure that our military is poised to be able to deal with long-term challenges, even if it's just from a deterrent perspective. So all those things have to be done, and I don't want anybody to be under any illusions that somehow there aren't real dangers out there and real threats, and that part of my job as President and Commander-in-Chief is to keep you safe. But I think the insight that you're offering, and that is going to be central to the shift in foreign policy that takes place if I'm president, is that there's a lot of good out in the world too. That there are young people growing up in Cairo and Jakarta and Seoul and Moscow and Lagos, and they basically want the same thing our kids want. And they respond to the same hopes and dreams and pressures and fears as we do. And increasingly, their security and well-being and prosperity will help shape our security, well-being, and prosperity. And if we can recognize that we are not going to be able to simply detach ourselves from those people and those cultures, and that in fact we should welcome the possibility, the first time in human history where we have the technology and the capacity to ensure that every child who's born on this planet has a shot, that we can herald in a better future. That's what's going to have to be communicated to the American people, and I think that's what the American people instinctually believe. But as I said in a debate a while back, if people are fed fear and cynicism and unreasonableness, then they become fearful and cynical and unreasonable. they're fed hope and reason and tolerance, then they become tolerant and hopeful and reasonable people. And so that's where leadership comes in. That's what I hope to provide as President of the United States. All right, thank you, everybody.